It is winter, it is cold, welcome back to Lemmings to the Tribe. As you might have expected, we are now gonna do the Polar Tribe. Also, you might be wondering why this tribe is only one video as opposed to all of the other tribes where it was two. Well, it turns out that this tribe is really freaking short, so yeah, we're pretty much gonna dive right into it and finish it in a jiffy. And who says Polar Tribe says Christmas music? Because yeah, at this point the game is just pulling off all of the cliches. While the Circus Tribe had some potential in order to be like pretty interesting in the way that the mechanics go and everything, unfortunately the Polar Tribe doesn't really have that potential to begin with, so in all hands it's pretty much the tribe that you will skip if you had the chance. Weirdly enough, the first level of the Polar Tribe is actually much trickier than it looks. You're probably thinking, okay, I just pour glue over here and then I flamethrower my way through this wall and the level is over, right? No, not quite, because the block is just barely high enough so that you cannot quite get there. So you have to use your second bucket of glue and you have to pour it in a very careful way so that you're going to be able to climb up it in order to reach the exit. This is literally the only hard part of this level, and it just feels like really random. Almost all of the level is really easy, except for this one part. Also, I kinda like, however, that one dance that the Lemmings do before going into their igloo. Because yeah, what you're looking at is obviously rural Canada. Also known as Saskatchewan. But yeah, level 2... honestly, I probably would have put that as level 1 in this tribe because I think it gives a better idea as to what the tribe is actually about, and it shows off the other main obstacle that you're going to see through this tribe. You can see it at the bottom layer of this level, and it is ice. But yeah, we're also gonna have the one skill in order to deal with it, but yeah, I guess this level might have been a little bit tricky because you do need to get one of your Lemmings over the snowman over here, and stacker and a jumper is probably the easiest way to do it because yeah, going there with all of your Lemmings is not quite the good idea because we're still gonna have to deal with the heist that is going on right after this one section over here. Oh ho ho, look at that, they just cannot walk across the heist properly. Or do they? Because yeah, as you can see them slip back and forth like that, they are actually making headway through the heist. So if you were really perseverant, you could just let them slip on ice forever and they will eventually make it to the other side. But since this is boring, we're just going to give a skater. This is how you negate the heist. You need a skater, which is a permanent skill that allows you to just zoom through all of the heist in the blink of an eye. But yeah, even though the good old trick of send one Lemming forward in order to laser blaster the way for everybody else is definitely kind of an old trick by now in the game, at the very least, most of the level is creative enough, and I think it would have been a better first level because, I don't know, it just gives off a better first impression because there was some puzzle elements to this level, as opposed to level 1 which was just, hey, put glue at the proper place or lose. But yeah, I think one of the reasons why I'm not the biggest fan of the Polar Tribe is that, boy, this tribe loves its vertical levels a whole lot. It's definitely the one tribe in the game which has the biggest share of vertical base level in the game, apart maybe like from the Egypt tribe, which definitely had a whole lot of these too. But yeah, this level for the most part is pretty self-explanatory. We just need to send one runner going forward in order to prepare the path for everybody else. And then we just fuck it up because, whoops, I clicked one pixel too high and my roper just failed. Oh well, at the very least I can show off an alternate way of doing things. Let's just assign the runner right off the bat and we're just going to blow the tree up with a bazooka because to me this is probably the most hilarious way in order to take down a tree. But yeah, we're definitely gonna have all of the lead that we need, and even then, I don't know, it feels just a little bit more dramatic because then the runner takes a different path than everybody else. any non-runner lemming will die if they just decided to head toward the left as they start the level, but because runners always do this tiny jump as they leap off ledges and everything, they will survive the way down because then they will land on the ledge, which is just a little bit further ahead. But yeah, apart from that, there's not a whole lot to say about this level. As long as you know how to shoot ropers in an optimal manner, this level is pretty simple. Although the final part may be a little bit tricky because then everything just falls into place anyway. I was gonna say the fencer is not going to be able to dig a proper tunnel leading to the exit because of the way that the fencer just digs a little upward. But then if you dug too high anyway, you could rectify the solution or the problem with a bazooka shot that will dig through the ground anyway, and then all of your lemmings will get to the end regardless. But yeah, as cliche as the music is for this tribe, it probably is the most upbeat thing concerning this tribe because everything about it just looks really, really dull. I mean, I know it's polar and then the tribe needs to look cold and everything, but it just looks kind of on the boring side. Everything is just white and blue, and then there's Danger! Tin Ice! Sorry, I could not resist. That literally was the best thing I could say concerning this level. I mean, yeah, Danger, Tin Ice. There's only one little patch of ice into this one level, and it's really easy to dodge for the most part. But yeah, since it's a polar tribe, let's just use the fancy winter skills. There's like 1 or 2 levels in the entire game where you have a skier skill, and might as well use it here because that's literally the only time where we're ever gonna see this skill being used at all. But yeah, as long as you prevent your lemmings from going over to the right, they're gonna dodge the ice entirely, and yeah, your 25 skaters have no purpose whatsoever. It's not even like you need to absolutely get all of your lemmings away from the ice because you have 25 skaters, so if like even 5 or 6 get here, no problem. You just put a pair on skates of them and everything will be fine. And now I'm further looking at the level and I'm like, you don't even need the skaters anyway, you could just send a ballooner, then you build a platform over the ice, so why even advertise the ice as an hazard when it clearly isn't? However, I definitely missed the boat because I did not assign like 34 of my lemmings skiers. That's like one of the only times we could have had in order to even use this skill, because you can be sure we're not gonna see that in any other tribe in the game, but yeah, I guess we're just gonna stick with what we have. Alright, take your best shot. Take your best shot at a level that kinda seems like it's a complete redo of level 3 of Polar. We're not even halfway through the tribe and we're already recycling levels. The main idea behind this level is almost exactly the same. The only difference is that you're gonna have to do something else in order to free all of your lemmings. So yeah, Trailblazer, here we go. We have him right here. But yeah, this entire level is once again a roper exercise, a training ground, or however you want to call it. The only difference is that you're gonna have to use bombers in order to dig down, and even then it's hardly what I would classify as big level material or something. You also have scoopers in order to dig down, but considering the very little space that you have in the horizontal dimension in order to work with, it's better to just bomb your way down here. We're going to bazooka some more in order to create an even bigger hole, and here we go. Now we have a perfect shot in order to scoop our way to victory. Now, I'm definitely overcomplicating things. I could have just roped my way out of here, but part of me just wanted to click in the random mass of lemming in order to randomly assign a fencer in the right direction and hope that everything sticks. But here we go, another level coming to gun. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm feeling a little bit cold concerning this tribe. And yeah, we're halfway done with this tribe, and yeah, we're barely halfway done with this video, so this is why we're gonna keep going. Turn back! Well, I'm sorry, but I fully committed. We're doing all of the Polar tribe in a single video, and you cannot stop me. So, are you ready for the big puzzle of this level? which the game itself even told you how to do. Yep, you have to turn back, so how can we turn back? Well, with a thrower, of course. In the Island Tribe, I talked a whole lot about the thrower and how come a mere stone throw was probably the only level into the entire game that had the thrower. Well, turns out I was wrong because the thrower is also back in this level. And also, you gotta dig the attractor in this level, which just becomes an alpine horn. At the very least, the attractor's skill continues to be unique no matter what tribe you use it in. And now that I'm looking at the snowman, it definitely seems creepy now. It just feels like it's going to heat a... I was gonna say, it feels like it's about to heat a lemming, and are you telling me that the lemming cannot jump that high? Come on. This is just... No, you're clearly not putting all of your into it. But yeah, that's about all that there is to this one level. The big enigma of telling you exactly what you need to do has been solved. We needed to turn back, and we did. I don't think it's possible to do this level any other way because even by landing on this one platform in the middle here, we're just gonna have barely enough platformers in order to get to the end, so it will be impossible to go any other way into this one level. So we're just gonna go and dig onto this one solitary island, or in this case, we're just gonna dig on the snowman's head because, well, it deserves to have the weight of a whole lot of lemmings trampling on its head because of its freaking dead eyes. Ugh. Oh boy, are you ready for slipping and sliding? Also, is that the moon? Holy shit, the lemmings have gotten so high up onto this mountain that they've reached the moon. Also, are they supposed to be the Coca-Cola bears? And also, why is one of them so upset? One of them just seems very indifferent about being here, and the other one just feels like it's about to cry. I guess that the developers of this game knew that, well, the Antarctic coast, or whatever the hell it is, was gonna get fucked really hard in the next 20 years or so, yep, I'm sorry, this update is nothing but sadness. So here's to all of all that we probably could have seen in a whole lot of different other tribes. I'm not even sure why we even have to do this again. We've done this before into the beach tribe, and I guess, well, third time's the charm, or how many times we've pulled off this solution. We put a arrow here because otherwise the lemmings are not gonna survive this fall down here, and then you just bridge all over the gaps, and here we go, level is over. Also, you gotta appreciate the fact that you have 5 skaters, despite the fact that there's absolutely no ice in this level whatsoever. At the very least, if you're going to put a bogus 8 skill, at least try to make it seem like it belongs in the level, instead of just be, oh, it's the polar tribes or whatever, we're just gonna give the lemmings a pair of skates. But there's no skates or ice over here. Whatever, they're just gonna skate on the Coke rivers, and then they're gonna be all happy about it. Also, don't ask me what I'm even talking about anymore. I'm just trying to figure out a way to be snowed in. Oh my goodness, it's time for drama. We have exploders, which means that lemmings are gonna die in this one level. And sadly, they need to die because I'm not really sure how you're supposed to beat this level without any kind of casualties. But that's okay because this level has been designed with casualties in mind, so at the very least we can afford to kill a couple of lemmings into our lives. Also, we get a brand new skill in this one level that we haven't seen yet, which is the Magno Booters. Unfortunately, this level doesn't quite give you the proper level or setting in order to use them, but don't worry, we're gonna have a couple more chances down the road in order to use them. Essentially, what the skill does is allow your lemmings to walk on literally any surface out there. They can scale whatever they want, they can walk upside down, they can do whatever. It's really, really fun. So, the rightmost group of lemming is really easy to save. The left group, however, that's kind of a different story. And that's the reason why we're gonna need casualties. In order to finish digging up those holes that we have to do, we have to use exploders. Unfortunately, that's the only way forward. We need to blow up one lemming in order to get them out of their containment box, and then we have to use another exploder over here in order to blow up this little hole over here. there's a cannon here, but it's a red herring. Unfortunately, there's not really a whole lot that you can do with it. Besides, all of your lemmings are gonna be trapped in that hole right beside, and even if they could get out, all of the lemmings massing themselves toward the cannon will mean that they will just walk off the edge and kill themselves, unless that maybe you could use a thrower or something, but the space is so limited that I doubt you'd be able to block their way. Now, I've been pretty down on this tribe so far. Let's just say that it really isn't the best at establishing a good difficulty or anything, but this level, however, is pretty neat. And it definitely offers a challenging sequence at the beginning of the level, and there's a couple of rather subtle and delicate steps that you have to do in order to get all of your lemmings to the exit. It's all uphill because, yeah, it's one of those vertical levels where instead of falling down the level, you have to climb. So that's definitely gonna be a much bigger challenge. Also, it doesn't help that you're quite strapped in the skill department, so you definitely have to do a couple of really good sequences in order to get everybody. So yeah, right now you don't want the Super Lemming to be headed toward the right as he's done flying and everything. He's gonna build the other ramp, and the reason why we need the Super Lemming is in order to beat all of the other lemmings to the punch so that they're not gonna fall down this hole over here. Yeah, we barely did it, and that was essentially the hardest thing to do with this level, but we still have to get everybody all the way up here. You can already guess that the miner are gonna have to do something with it, but it's not that easy in order to get all the way up here, so we're definitely gonna have to do one daring maneuver in order to get all the way up here. And you probably are staring at it right at the lower left corner of the screen. It's got a shirt that says Hess. And that obviously means sardines! I mean Super Lemming! But yeah, that was the hardest part to do in the level after the beginning. And whenever your lemming is headed toward the right, it's time to free everybody with the mother of all tunnels. This is definitely one of those parts where I'm glad that there's fast forward in this game because, my goodness, it's a big tunnel. Also, you probably noticed that I use my roper in order to make a bridge toward the one ledge where the cannon is, as well than the ending part of it. That's in order to speed up the level tremendously, because otherwise you'd have to shoot all of your 58 lemmings all the way up here, and who the hell wants to do that, because my goodness. So now the final little bit of skill in this one level, you have to build a bridge over here with your mass array of lemming that is all over the place. Probably will be possible to single things out a whole lot by just waiting for everybody to be gone and then just have the runner be on his lonesome or something, which will definitely be possible given the circumstances, but I'd rather just chance it in order to make the level more fun. So we did a pretty fun level, so hopefully the last level of the tribe is gonna be fun too, right? Oh, were we kidding? Yeah, I'm sorry to be mean toward this tribe, but I have to say, this is probably the poorest way in order to close a tribe, because this level, there's honestly really not a whole lot to it. I remember the first time that I tried to solve this level, I did this really complicated solution that ended up being all over the place and being kind of neat, but then I ended up just messing around and saw, oh, that's all that you needed to do. You are given 5 twisters in order to dig your way through all of the little snow over here while avoiding the steel patches. Sadly, it's not even that hard in order to do. I had to use 3, but that's only because I did really bad with the fan here. What we want to do with the twister is to land on the rightmost island over here, and then we're gonna glue pour our way all the way to the exit, and hopefully our glue is gonna stick in a way so that it'll all work. So now we're definitely gonna have to be careful. We want the lemming to head toward the right, because if he goes left, the level is over. But But yeah, thankfully those islands are built in such a way that the glue is gonna stick to the edges of them just fine, and therefore you can allow yourself to skip yourself a big headache by just using all of your 3 tubes of glues or everything in order to glue your way to the exit. And here we go, the glue is not even covering the exit or anything, so yeah, the level is already over. That was all that the final level had to offer in terms of challenge. I'm sorry that it could not be any better, but we're definitely dealing with the cards that we have right here. And that's it. Without any further fanfare, this is how the Polar Tribe ends. At the very least, we're definitely gonna have one Lemming on board who's really not gonna have any kind of problem keeping his body temperature, because jeez, looking at everybody here, it's just, what kind of temperature do you think they're gonna have on this arc? Right next to the Lemming, which with his surfing outfit as well, or beach outfit. But anyway, all that we wanted from them is their gold piece of the talisman, and that's pretty much all that it stands for in the end. So yeah, that's it for the Polar Tribe. In my opinion, probably one of the lesser tribes of the game, alongside with the Circus Tribe, but now it is time for the Lemmings to take it to space!